Counting blessings, learning lesson got me feeling special. Spending money, mama said, hope the Lord bless you. Everything I ever wanted, had to pray for. Anything I did wrong, had to pay for. I'll do it all again just to make you smile. Peace and blessings, people, but today we got a subject on how the Lord helps you. Now, you might be going through situations such as depression. Now, you might lost all hope. You might be going through that sadness, that feeling that you don't want to go on, get out of bed, leave their room, be around people. But with the help of the Lord, you'll be able to overcome those situations. Or you might be going through a relationship with abuse. May that be physically, mentally, or verbally. But with the help of the Lord, be able to, I would say, get through that relationship and get out that situation and be able to move on to find that right person for you. Or you might be in a situation where you want to try something new, but you're afraid, thinking you can't do it. But with the help of the Lord, you can do anything. You might think, oh, I'm too old for this. For my younger people, I'm too young for this. But let's say you're in a situation where you like to play baseball and you think your injury overcome you to the point where you're scared to come back to pitch, to throw that ball, because you think you're not healed yet. But with the help of the Lord, you can overcome that pain. You can do anything, but just try. Pitch that ball, and you're going to gain your confidence, because God's going to help you in any situation. Let's say, like Derrick Rose had so many injuries while he was playing with the Bulls, but he came back every time. Recently retired, but a lot of people say he wasn't the same player, but he was able to come back and he put forth that effort and was able to stay in the NBA. Or let's say a different situation where you didn't think you could go to that party, that family gathering, because you know you got them certain family members who like to push those buttons, like to get on your nerves. So you felt like, I'm going to sit this one out. But you was convinced to go. Now, you notice while you're there that everything you thought was going to happen didn't happen. People helped you have a good time. You was able to have fun. So you told yourself before you went to that gathering, Lord, please don't let these certain people get on my nerves today. Lord, let me have a good day. So when you went there, You enjoyed yourself. What you thought was going to happen didn't happen because the Lord helped you through those situations that you thought was going to occur that did not occur. So, with the help of the Lord, our Father, anything is possible. Like people being scared to fly or get on that plane, but in their mind, they thought, what if it go down? What if something go wrong? Then they got on that plane and they said, Lord, help me get on the ground safely. So the plane landed and everything was cool. With the Lord help, you definitely can achieve anything. So it's best to give your life to the Lord, because the possibilities are endless. As long as you got the help of the Lord, you'd be surprised how much you can accomplish, how good things go in your life. Like it was a time when I was cooking, and sometimes you gotta go to another station and perform without training. But with me, I like to leave it in God's hand. So it was times where I moved to, if I was on the mid station, I moved to the grill. Not having the experience made me nervous, but you leave it in God's hand, and it seemed like you was the best at it. I know I was the best at it because it was, let's say if I had a full grill, I'm talking about hundreds of steaks, burgers, chicken, and around these times you had to control a fryer as well. So I'm controlling the whole grill full of everything and a fryer. Granted, I knew how to work the fryer growing up, but the grill was something new. But just praying to the Lord before I go there, Lord, help me get through this day. It seemed like everything was just flawless. No steaks were sent back, no burgers, the fish, nothing. Everything was perfect. And that went on for years. And I got my experience as I was cooking on the grill, but before then, trust me, I didn't know what I was doing. It was all God, because anybody else who would jump on that grill would have got written up, got fired, food would have been coming back. But that's just an example. Anything is possible. Like I say, you can get over depression, like I say, relationships, injuries. Let's go into the injuries. Like say, I was dealing with a hernia from a job from when I was young. And by me not having health insurance at that time, I had to deal with this hernia for years. I'm talking about, if not over 10, it was at least 10 years. And trying to perform with a hernia is a monster. I'm talking about you get off of work and your hernia is hurting so bad that it's hard for you to even stand up in a shower. Let me know in the comments if you ever had a hernia. And man, tell me the struggle of the pain, how it was, and if you ever had to work with it. But dealing with that hernia, I prayed God put me in a situation where I can get the right health insurance, and later on I was able to get that health insurance with the help of a family member. God bless that family member, because by the grace of God, I had that hernia surgery and definitely changed my life, because I was able to lift things. I was able to run again. I felt like my normal self. And like I said, I was injured and had to stop work for 6 weeks. And when I came back off them 6 weeks and went back into that grill and that fryer, it felt like I was Superman. Like I'm just running circles around my co-workers. It was just a blessing from the help of the Lord, you know. By me having that new insurance, I was able to go in there and request that surgery. Let's say 10 years prior to that, it was the doctors telling me, oh, you don't have insurance, there's nothing we can do. If your hernia pop out, push it in. And I was doing that for about 9 years. And then year 9, that hernia wasn't pushing in. It was just straight up pain. It was straight pain. Like it was killing me. Having jobs where I had one prep job, and if y'all know about the Cisco truck, when you get that Cisco order and the produce order, you gotta unpack that truck and the other truck that come. So I'm doing that twice a week with a hernia. I'm talking about pain you couldn't imagine, man. I'm talking about my hernia, the one I had was like right above my navel. So it was straight pain when I was trying to lift something. And when them Cisco trucks came, it was like, by the grace of God, I was able to put those orders away. And then a produce truck would come sometimes with the Cisco truck. Sometimes it'd be separate. I might have an hour in between. But sometimes when they come together, man, I was killing my hernia. It was killing my hernia. But by the grace of God, I was able to perform that task. But with the help of the Lord, anything is possible. I'm telling you, like, you think you're in a marriage and you feel like you're about to lose your spouse for whatever reason. But pray to God and maybe go through couples therapy. But if not, the help of the Lord will help you save that marriage, no matter what you was going through. Lord, just say, Lord, help me, you know. Come and save me from whatever situation. He's going to be there. He's going to have your back. And you're going to see yourself getting through it. Or like I say, you think you can't do something because you don't have the skills. God's going to give you those skills. He's going to give you that help, that extra push. And you're going to see yourself being able to do it with no training, no practice. You just don't know how the Lord will help you through anything. That's why you have to I always say you have to give your life to Christ because there's so much beauty in that. It's like having superpowers like you see on the movies, Superman and Aquaman and all that stuff. God is your superhero once you give your life to God. But that's all I have for y'all today. But make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And going back to that hernia, like I said, if you ever had a hernia or worked with somebody who had a hernia or had somebody in your family who had a hernia, ask them how it was. And if you know how it was, type it in the comments. Let me know, because by the grace of God, I was able to have that surgery. But until next time, stay blessed, stay safe, peace.